After a long day of patrolling, every guard needs a place to lay their head. So, I built some beds for my minis. After watching a few videos on crafting mini beds, I put my own little spin on things and came up with this design I liked. I'll be using this bed as a reference for the others I'm making. For the posts, I'm going to be using some balsa wood that I found at my local hobby store. I bought a bag that was filled with these squarish sticks. The posts for the headboard will be cut to about 2 inches with my trusty old blade. Unfortunately, my blade didn't make the most square of cuts, so I'm going to sand the ends down with a nail file that I got at the dollar store. The posts for the footboard will be about half the length of the headboard posts. These went through the same process of cutting and sanding. The next step is to cut out the rest of the bed frame, and I'm going to be using some popsicle sticks that I also purchased at the dollar store. To exaggerate the wood grain, I'm going to be using a wire brush, which, again, dollar store find. This isn't 100% necessary, but the popsicle sticks were just a little bit smoother than I would have liked. To cut these things to length, I found that a good pair of scissors worked just fine. The longer portions of the bed frame are about 2 inches and the shorter portions are about 1 inch, and I'm using my cutting mat to get the measurements for these. The width is just a bit too much for what I'd like, so we're going to cut these in half, and because I like my fingers the way they are, I'm using a pair of pliers to hold down the sticks and get the cuts started. The edges were a little rough, so some sanding was done. For one bed, I have 2 footboard posts, 2 headboard posts, 8 popsicle sticks cut into 1 inch lengths, and 6 of those have been cut in half. The 2 wider sticks will be using for under the bed for support, and I also have 2 sticks cut at 2 inches in length that have been cut in half lengthwise. I glued these all together with tacky glue on parchment paper. I'm not going to show how that's all done because it's pretty straightforward. Once the glue's dried, I'm going over the entire bed frame with some water in hopes that it will make the stain apply more evenly. Since this is wood already, I like to stain rather than paint it, and I'm just using a watered down speed paint to do so. Next we need a mattress, and I'm cutting down a scrap piece of XPS foam. It's about a 1/2 inch thick, which I found to be about right, and I'm cutting it into 2 inch by 1 inch mattress on the Broxon. We need to make this smooth mattress lumpy. And then paint it, and the color I'm using here is an antique white. I also cut out a small piece of XPS foam to use as a pillow, and we'll be painting that the same color as well. With the painting done, I can glue the mattress and pillow into the bed frame before moving on to the sheet. The sheet is made out of paper towels, and I have the Viva brand, which doesn't have any patterns in it. And I'm using the bed as a reference to cut the sheets to the correct size. I then mixed together some brown and red paint to get the color that I liked, and diluted it quite a bit with some water. My hope here was that this would be enough to stick the sheet to the bed. It was not. I then used some glue to attach the sheet to the bed, and this came back to bite me. Once everything was dried, I had glue spots. So I mixed together some more paint and covered the entire sheet, which looks much better. Now on to the finished product. Oh, also I made a bunk bed.